I think the best way to think about it is once you have a claim, once you get injured at work, the clock starts ticking, and the insurance company involved wants to do everything they can to either minimize or eliminate your benefits as soon as possible. Now they have an army of adjusters, attorneys, the employer's HR department. All of these people are working against you, and if you're out there on your own, you have no one advocating for you. So it's imperative that you pick up the phone and call, at least get some information about what you need to do at the outset. The most important thing in the beginning with any workers' compensation claim is make sure that that claim is reported to your employer as soon as possible. You do not want to run into a situation where your claim is denied for failure to report or give notice to your employer. The second thing you want to do is pick up the phone and call an attorney as soon as possible, preferably the Georgia List law firm, but pick up the phone and call someone. You are at a distinct disadvantage having not been in this realm before. Workers' compensation has its own language, it has its own rules, there are timing constraints, things that you're not aware of that happen in a claim, and if you don't have someone helping you with that, you could get lost very easily. There are a number of mistakes that can be made depending on sort of where you are in the claims process. I think one of the most dangerous traps in a workers' comp claim is to be under the illusion that my employer is doing everything they can to help me. I can promise you I see clients all the time that come in here and say, you know, I don't really want to get involved with an attorney because my employer has done everything that I've asked them to do. When in reality, all your employer has done is the bare minimum which is required under the law, and that's really not helping anybody. I had a claimant that I just met yesterday who returned to work after a back injury. He had 2 surgeries, went back to work light duty for a period of time, and he wasn't getting overtime. He had no idea that the employer had to compensate him for the time based on what he was making before the accident as opposed to now. So it's important that you have, goes back to the same issue, get an attorney, have someone evaluate your claim, point out the mistakes that have already been made and do everything they can to fix them. Making sure that your wage loss is being paid, not just being paid, but being paid on time, being paid in the correct amount. And then with the medical portion, making sure that the nature of the injury is described correctly. I'm sure people get documents in the mail all the time that are addressing the legal status of their claim. There's documents called a notice of compensation payable or a notice of temporary compensation payable. And on that form, there's an injury listed. If every injury you suffered is not on that list, you are going to have a problem at some point getting your medical benefits paid. So you could have someone that falls off a ladder and injures their shoulder and their neck and their back, but the form only says back. So there are statute of limitations issues that you have to be concerned with as well, because if you don't amend that document so that the injury is described correctly as soon as possible, you could be precluded from getting treatment that you're otherwise entitled to. The other advantage to having an attorney, I think, early on is that the insurance companies tend not to deny a claim for sort of a frivolous reason, right? One of the classic examples of a denied claim is a pre-existing condition. One of the things you don't know, if you've never dealt with this before, is in workers' comp in Pennsylvania, a new injury and an aggravation, a genuine aggravation of a pre-existing condition, they're both treated the same way. They're both compensable claims. So having the attorney right away really makes the insurance company do their job as far as the investigation is concerned. If your claim is denied, though, you have the absolute right to file a claim petition and consult with an attorney before you do that. It is ill-advised to proceed on your own in the workers' compensation realm. It's a very legally specific field that you do not want to thumb your way through. The judges hear petitions from claimants that file them all the time. It does happen, but you're held to the same standard as an attorney as far as evidentiary matters, as far as litigating your case, and you do not want to find out the hard way that your evidence doesn't come in because you didn't have someone helping you in the first place.